What is up, Mile High Gaming members? It's your boy Lupo Fiasco again, bringing you another episode of Siege Tactics. Today we're going to be talking about proper and adequate defense on gym/bedroom. Strap in. So there's a couple different ways that you can play this. It depends on how you want to defend it. The cool thing about gym/bedroom is that there's multiple ways to defend it. It just depends on where you want to be and how you want to play it. So first off, let's start with reinforcements. We'll talk about reinforcements that'll never change, which is obviously jacuzzi wall. So we'll need 1, 2 reinforcements. For sure we will need at least one on bedroom. We'll talk more about the different locations of whether to use 1 or 2 reinforcements later on. 1, 2, 3 reinforcements there. A reinforcement here. That would make 5. And then these 2 are also mandatory, so 6, 7. So at least 7 reinforcements will be used to defend this bomb site. So let's go ahead and start with just a basic setup for this site. You want to make footholes into gym. This way, if they do decide to, because as we talked about in the previous episode, this is the easiest bomb site to take because you are very, very vulnerable. If you breach this wall, you can no longer defend site in sight, so you have to figure out ways to defend site outside of sight. So operators like Maestro, Echo are great to use for this site because you can defend the plant or just defend the site without actually physically being in there. And so operators with gadgets like an Evil Eye are very, very useful for that purpose. So obviously we have the footholds there. You got the rotation here. Hope I don't run out of ammo. We'll find out. So one of the ways that you could play, one of the things that I'm pretty sure pro leaguers keep in mind is that basically you have to look at defense as an onion. Onions have layers, just like our friend Shrek. So you have to anticipate they're going to get this wall. So if they do get this wall, you have to figure out, okay, what's our second line of defense, and third line of defense, and fourth line of defense, so on and so forth. And so you just have to assume that they're going to bring a Thatcher every. By the way, just as a side note, we will be banning Maverick for this site, or for this map. I don't think any of us are interested in either learning, or rather enjoy, Maverick tricking, or trying to Maverick trick the wall to get it to turn into a soft wall. I've tried it myself. I'm not very good at it. I don't think anybody else on our team is good at it either. But until someone decides that that is a priority, or suddenly gets increasingly good at it, we can start putting Maverick back into clubhouse strats. But for now, we're just gonna ban Maverick. So that means that they'll probably bring a Thatcher, and I think bandit tricking is a lot easier than Maverick tricking. So a couple ways you can defend this. Obviously we have the castle strat, where you're protected from gym window to bandit trick here and make sure they don't get the wall. Every round should be trying, as a defender, should be trying to waste the attacker's time as much as possible. So if they do get this wall, the second line of defense, and this is a very strong position, what you do is you reinforce this, and you play in between the rotations, and this way if somebody jumps in here or here, you can defend that well. And also this angle right here is very difficult to challenge, and if you need to reload or something like that, you have this reinforcement to protect you from any kind of wall bangs coming from the attackers that have breached Jacuzzi wall. So this is a really, really strong place to defend gym workshop or gym bedroom. Another place you could play is inside bathroom, and you could do one wall and play. It depends on your play style. You could do one wall, play aggressively, and try to peek behind a hard or reinforced wall, and peek towards people pushing in Jacuzzi. Another sneaky way that you can get a peek onto Jacuzzi, if you have enough time, is come all the way down into dirt. And see if you guys can guess what I'm about to do here. This wall right here, you have line of sight into people and attackers that are unwary of this position, and you know they're just kind of lingering on Jacuzzi balcony. You can shoot them from here if you can get a peek there. Obviously this takes a lot of time to get all the way to dirt, so don't do it if time is running low. But that is just one of the ways. And also you can play pretty aggressively in strip if you wanted to. You could throw out a Valkyrie camera, and then if they repel, you could shoot them there, or you could shoot them unwary attackers right here inside strip. You could make punch holes, and then as soon as they decide to repel, you can shoot them. And also this has its own benefits for angles and whatnot. Another way you could defend this as well is by dedicating a pulse downstairs. And notice that I keep offering strategies to defend mostly gym. As we talked about before, gym is a very difficult site to hold down. I won't repeat myself anymore, but I just hope that my emphasis by repeating something over and over again is restated. So this will be reinforced. This will actually be a rotation. And so let's talk about cache really quick and how we should reinforce that. So these have to be reinforced. A couple ways you could play this is if you have an anchor mentality, all three of these panels need to be reinforced, and then you could also put a deployable shield here. And now, if you have control of cache, you can actually open line of sight and deny the vault in from gym window all the way from cache. And so if you have control of cache, you can defend sight off of sight, both bedroom and gym vault-ins. But also, even if they do take control of logistics, that means that if they decide to push construction, there are people in cache, so that is not an option until they clear out cache. So don't be worried about this rotation. There'll also be a rotation here. I don't have any more ammo left, so we'll have to deal with that. So if you have an anchor mentality, that's how you defend cache that way. Or you could make a rotation here, just like you would if you were defending CC cache, and reinforce instead CCTV wall, and then force attackers to push up either garage or stairs and play more aggressively for the more roamer mentality, for people that want to run around and run and gun, as opposed to waiting for attackers to come to you. Sometimes if you decide you want to play closer towards logistics and play in the rotation and kind of roam around a little bit, but you still want to defend bedroom, you can put a deployable shield here, and what this does is it makes this area safe to play because you have the mattress in the way, but also if you decide to play behind bomb, you have that protection, and you can also shoot from the people trying to push from the wall into sight from there.
5 seconds left.
I hope this is helpful for how to defend gym bedroom.
Time limit reached.
It's a wonderful site to defend if you know how to defend it correctly. Unfortunately, most of the time you won't need to have such a sophisticated defense. A lot of times in ranked matches, you could just get away with punching CCTV window and shooting the attackers that are on the window. It's an easy thing to do, but unfortunately in ranked, players aren't as skilled, but I do think it's a good idea to practice playing a little bit more passively. I think as a defender it's more important to let attackers come to you rather than being being a little bit more patient in that regard. So I'm gonna stop talking. There might be more things added to this strategy, so stay tuned for additional details.
Need to use your drone.
But that's it for now, and hope you guys learned a lot, and we'll see you next
10
time.
seconds.